Nope, all done. Sorry, we're you too late. I pushed record. Nope, nope, I pushed record. Nope, nope, I pushed record. Sorry, I did try. It is what it is, Jordan. I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. Life is hard some days. I try. Yeah, I mean, you have treats here, like I don't know what you want. Hmm? It's Star Wars Friday, Jordan. Star Wars Friday. Don't know what else to tell you. I do have dinner. Freaking starving. Yep, that's what we got. That is what we have. Welcome back. Happy Star Wars Friday. I am Wash. It is Star Wars and Friday, which, I mean, I guess it's not Star Wars. Is Star Wars a verb or a noun? Pardon me. I mean, Star Wars can be an action. Whatever. That's a verb. I know. Anyway. I'm back. Star Wars Friday. We're here. We've made it. Link in the chat. I will be on the M Nerdiverse live podcast tonight. God willing, a tad bit more excited and animated than I am right now because, ooh, ooh, it's catching up to me. That said, the reason we are here today is a very interesting little book, which I have a fun fact about. So, um, the book review for today is Star Wars: Dawn of the Jedi. That's how they pronounce it. Jedi. Jedi. They should be GED space die. Anyway, Into the Void. And this is a nifty little book. This is my second read of this. I'm going to take a look at my book review here in a second. I have no idea what it is because it's been a while. I mean, I scored it a 4, so I don't know what I said though. That said, this is a nifty little book, and the reason being, couple of fun facts. First fun fact is I just saw briefly that James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi project was just put on hold. I just saw that, scanned through it today. I don't know if it's real or not. If it's on hold, I wouldn't be surprised if it's on hold. I don't know if that's just what they're trying to do. So that's the first fun fact, is that the timing is actually really well. The second fun fact is the first time I read this book, I didn't really understand what the hell was going on because it takes place 25,000 years before Yavin, right? Not 200, 25,000. These are very different Jedi. And that there is Lannery. And I guess I never really looked at the cover. I don't know if I have that same cover, to be honest with you, on the LinkedIn. No, because I read the new unabridged version. So I have a different cover. So that is Lannery. And Lannery is powerful with the Force. And what makes this book a tad bit nifty is these are different types of Jedi, right? These are not necessarily the Jedi we are familiar with. They still live under some of the same type of pretenses, such as uh, do no harm, generally speaking, quote unquote. Um, but they are off the charts, like powerful, like super off the charts powerful. And this whole story is taking place for the most part on Tython, which is where Luke's school was, obviously, and the Battle of, or that was on Yavin. Yeah, Luke's school was on Yavin too. Now I think about it, I was getting those confused that whole time. Anyway, this takes place on Tython, which is Big E. What up? Long time. No worries, my friend. I'm glad to see you here. Happy Star Wars Friday to you and yours. We are discussing the Dawn of the Jedi book, 25,000 years pre-Yavin. Um, James Mangold may or may not. I probably shouldn't be saying that, but whatever. We're reporting here. Yeah, that's not what we do here. Apparently, the Dawn of the Jedi book or movie was just put on hold, so kind of good timing. Anyway, this book takes place on Tython, and Tython is like Jedi powered, right? So, like all things Force or Force powered, all things Force happens there. It's powerful with the Force, there's Force storms, and this is the only place these people know, right? And so her brother Dale is really, it's really a story of the Ashla and the Bogan, even though that's even earlier than this. But she's following the path of the Jedi, and her brother Dale, who is also Jedi, has different ambitions. He's like, get me out of here. Yes, you read it 10 years ago. It was one of my first reads. As I said, we're going to look at the review info here because this is my second time through. But the first time through, I just had no idea what it was I was reading. I was just like, what is this? Because I was still new to the universe. So now it makes a whole hell of a lot more sense and it's super interesting. So, um, essentially her brother Dale is like, I want to get out of here because this is all we know and there is other stuff out there. And so shenanigans ensue. And so this is mostly a story of cat and mouse, her chasing and protecting her brother, which is kind of a it gets old after a while because they keep going back to, well, like I said, Mom, I'd protect him, even though he's kind of like crazy. Anyway, read the book. Super interesting. Not going to spoil the whole thing, but they have to go through their individual trials, which, I'm not going to call action, but if you're a Force and Jedi person, it's super interesting just what they're going through, how they're dealing with it. There are no lightsabers, as you can see. That is a sword. They hint at a lightsaber, but it never comes to fruition, and so I will spoil that because I was kind of depressed by that. It was like, why did we hint at it? Anyway, um, overall, not a bad book. Not a bad book. Good book. Engaging book. In fact, whatever the book Black Spire, which I was cruising through, I didn't finish because I wound up just starting this and just chewing through it. So it's a very engaging book if you are into the Jedi. The thing is you can't go into it expecting, Yoda and Mace Windu. That's not what this is. That said, it is very much more like, yeah, I am a Jedi and I'm damn near like a demigod. So, from that aspect, super interesting. She can do some very interesting things that I would like to see being brought into fruition a tad bit more, maybe with the hint of Dathomir, things of this nature. We may get there one day. I have no idea. But overall, on my second read of Dawn of the Jedi, I gave it a 4 first time around. You know what? I just got to go with it. I'm gonna downgrade it. It's a rare downgrade. I'm gonna go 3 and simply because it suffers through some pacing issues, you are for the most part locked with her on her ship in her own head with Tree, who is her sidekick for the moment. And she's not necessarily the most likable person. Her I like her. I like Lannery. I like what she's doing, but she's not the most likable Jedi. It's a very conflicting book in the fact that she's decided to protect her brother. No, no, he's a human. I'm trying to think there. Yes, 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 yes. You are correct. I was like, who? But Tree, yes. Tree is a red Twi'lek, correct. And another interesting character, especially when you think about, 25,000 years ago, scoundrel type characters, what's going on, the factions, things of that nature. So, here's what I will say about this. And maybe I'll upgrade it to a 4 because as soon as this was done, I was like, is there a part 2? There kind of feel like there need to be a part 2. Now, here's the fun fact that I hinted at before. I didn't finish the book apparently. So earlier today, once I heard about the James Mangold project, I was like, all right, is there a part 2? And so like I typed it in and apparently there is a short story called Entangled or Engaged, and apparently it bridges the gap between this and um, you know, original era. Let's just, for lack of better words, Empire era, whatever. Um, so I looked at my audiobook and I was like, what, what? And there's a final 20 minutes that's after all the credits when I turned it off. And I like fast forwarded a bit and it's that story. So I don't know if it's the whole story or just an intro, but it did say it was a short story. So I am definitely going to be looking for more Dawn of the Jedi stories if they're out there. Like, I didn't know that was out there, but James Mangold was going to do a project. I assumed it was based on this, even though that was never said out loud, but it's going to be something you've never seen before, etc., etc., etc. So, um, 4. Can I keep this a 4? There's action, there's Jedi, there's a story, it's good. Just suffers from pacing and repetitive issues and conflicts, much like Admiral Ray Sloan in the Aftermath series. Like that whole series is a book of freaking contradictions the whole time. And you're like, what are we doing here? Like, we're back, we're fourth. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I feel bad. I'm gonna do this. Oh, I feel bad. Well, why are you doing it? I feel bad. But I'm gonna do it. So, yeah. We're downgrading it to a 3. So, we will downgrade that to a 3 when this review goes up. But what did our first review say? Different type of Jedi, 25,000 years before. It really should be 3 instead of a 4. Yeah, I got it. I got it. But simply based on the creativity of the book, it got pushed up. Fairly simple. 6 characters. I feel better about my decision not having seen that. I feel much better about my decision not having seen that. So it will be getting pushed down to a 3, but that's not a bad thing. It's not, it just suffers from what I said, conflicting issues. And, if you're into that type of struggle, cool, but I'm not necessarily into that type of struggle. It's like, I mean, you're a Jedi, right? Like, what are we doing? And, I get it, it's her brother. But the entire premise of it all, it didn't need to be any of this way because it was this way from day one. And we're on like day 300 and it's still like, oh, the struggle. By now, you know what I mean? I decided not to eat ice cream. Fine, that's cool day one. Day 300, it's like, all right, you don't eat ice cream. So, on that note, not a bad book. Read it, something different. On to our game. And let's find this key card. Biggie, hope you've had a couple of good weeks. You and your fiance do anything fun? Help some folks? Thumbs up. Unfortunately, I finished my cake, but I did buy some Swiss cake rolls for later. I will make a cake this weekend. Always good to have some cake around. Kind of wish I grew up in the UK. You know what I mean? Like those folks know what they're doing with some cake. Cake and tea. Let's go. It's cake and tea 3 times a day. On top of our meals? Everywhere? Come on. Unfortunately, they're a big bean population, and I cannot stand beans at all. I don't want them. Now we know what to do. So we need to go change your crew. I wonder if they will let me do that right now. Probably not. Maybe. Who's with us? You. Yeah. There we go. Oh, the half marathon. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. That sucks. So are they running it like next week or something? You know what I mean? That's not the type of thing you can leave just, you know. Oh, well, it's canceled now. Like, people trained, man. Like, I gave up cake for this. What do you mean? I canceled. Like, no. Oh. Oh my God. What? I'm glad you got the 5K in. I'm glad you got the medal. You earned it. You absolutely 100% earned it. Just in patience alone. That's... Oh, I'll see you next year. At least they refunded your fee. I mean, they should at least give you whatever else they sponsor. Free round at golf, ice cream at the local froyo place, like something, man. Something. Oops, that's not what
Greetings. Greetings. Vote your order. We only purchase.
Mm.
Greetings.
That's not helpful. At all.
Chabi, Greg. Kroto no ranga manatandi grotto.
Oh, 4th of July for the 250th. Yeah. Well, that'll be a good time, man. That's a good couple of weeks. I mean, that's really right around the corner. That's really sitting right around the corner. How are we going to get this freaking no other ship. August wedding, classic, classic. What's on the menu? What do you have in catering? We went to the flop house last time. We can't go that way. There has to be a way to get in that freaking warehouse. We know that's not it. They won't let me do that. He's being a dick.
Ulga kili but malea nois.
What is that? Oh. Yeah, man, that's cool. Are you doing a cake? Are you kidding me? I was someone who spent $40,000 on their wedding. They had 3 bands. I was like, are you out of your mind? And they weren't rich. They were like a teacher. Like, what? And they had like 200 people there? Was it like this I wonder what mission that was. There it is. No, no, I haven't. In regards to you're talking about the hell's his name? We just had it. Godo. You know what? I don't even think I found Godo. Oh yeah, yeah, Godo. Yeah, he's the other dude, but he won't talk to me. I did the other mission, and the dude just won't say anything. No, I haven't put anyone to sleep that I am aware of, and I've been watching pretty closely. He is on the other side of there. Definitely having cake. Yeah. In fact, and this is just a little fun fact about me, I would like to learn to make wedding cakes just like on the weekends so that I can eat. I mean, you can't afford to be just, you know, buying wedding cakes every week, but they're pretty damn good. But you can't afford 3 cake pans. Put yourself a little chocolate mousse ganache together. Yeah, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Instead, I will just simply make a chocolate cake. Oh! Huh. Alright. Good to know. I mean, I have not had the option. We've been cruising around in even all those other missions. Like, oh, alright, well that explains it, because I am literally just trying to get the hell off this planet. Oh, that's... Yeah, I don't know if I've talked to Godo. Where's Godo? I've been all over. Now that you mention it, thank you. Because I could have sworn it was that dude, but obviously it's not that dude. So where is Godo? He wasn't in the right. We went through the refugee pad. There's nothing over there. He's got to be in the entertainment center. But in here though. Yeah, bro. Good wedding cake rocks. And this little dude wanted me to pay him a bunch of money. But I'm not going to do that. But that's good to know. I need to find Godo though. Yes, this entertainment center is tiny. We listened to them the other day. Yeah, we talked to you. You said that. You won't let me in without the password. Yeah. Awesome. I haven't been to that many weddings. God, the best cake I had is a chocolate mousse cake. It was a cake, but it was like all chocolate mousse. And it had like chocolate flowers and little like gold things. It was freaking amazing. Like, that's what I want every day for the rest of my life. Just a slice is fine, two is better. But yeah, no, it was amazing, man. It was amazing. But to make chocolate mousse is kind of a pain in the ass, and to make chocolate mousse enough that you have like cake, like, it's rough. Even with the help of AI, bro.
Bornacinin sopa maranka wongo kumbiast. Tium. Ichiro.
Oh, I'm not here to do this.
Malampasta.
Yeah, good strawberry cake. I have a good friend. Strawberry shortcake is her favorite type of cake.
Loka kamara. Tarana mo sibu indasarans. Tarana mo sibu indas. Donos imaragith. Wanara. Loka kamara.
Yeah, alright. Yep, we did that.
Mi poca riti no so mi mascolo. Yo con poi.
I mean,
Monamuki.
on every Star Wars game, there is a section that's like, yeah, ice cream sounds delicious. Believe it or not, and I really should yell at people, but honestly, I don't, I don't keep that much food on hand to where it's an issue necessarily. Um, During the summer, my freezer doesn't stay cold enough to keep ice cream in it. Last year, I got ice cream. It was super hot. I'm like, yeah, ice cream. This is when I found out I had this problem. And, like, I came home and I was like, I waited all night. I ate it. It's like 6, 7 o'clock at night and it was just soup. It was so disappointing. And I was like, but it was still kind of frozen, and I was like, "What's wrong with my freezer?" But then it gets cold. As soon as the temperature drops to like 73 in my house, it's fine. Anything above that, and it's like, yeah, dude, it was so sad. I tried to eat a bowl. It was terrible. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's helpful. It's very helpful. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm down there. Yeah, 100. No, man. Not at all. You got Strawberry Crush, which can be a tad sweet, but is nice on a hot day. Strawberry juice is not so... Correct. Yeah. Fruit punch is not strawberry either. I see that put together, and it's like, that doesn't mean strawberry.
Kavadumpa Munsuru. Tawancha Mori. Wana muchata. Marawaka.
Ah, I'm finally out of mana. And she's not around to laugh at me.
Mungachinor ta imbre wanachike. Drumba bambwa. Conti-chan munka. Entomesh mi paju. Watamincha yokolo. Greki. Dovreku. Kavad. Kavadum.
Yep, we already did this.
Mungachinor ta imbre.
Alright. Well, that's a bonus. At least we made some progress today, folks. I do like strawberries too, but the seeds actually get stuck in my teeth now. Alright, we need to go talk to homeboy. Where the hell is dude? He was, was he up here? No. No. Where's the Ithorian? He was right around here. Hold on. No, not you. Dang it. We saw him too. Compote. Boil them in water and then let them settle and cook. Ooh. Ooh. So you just boil them in water. How long do you boil them? And then I take it you have to probably like strain it? I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look that up. That sounds very interesting. It sounds healthy too. It almost sounds. Did I just? Yeah, no. It sounds super like refreshing.
Tooth black. Rentundas. Elfabani. Tuftadan elfa. Hoi sidan elfa. Sidan elfabani inuka. Sidan elfabani inuka. Elfa. Linda tufta.
Yeah. I hadn't considered it, but I can definitely see Elle adding a cup of sugar. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna look that up. That sounds great. I'd give that a try. Especially, and it's super easy, you know what I mean? You're just like boiling fruit and then let it settle. Like, I love simplicity and delicious. Perfect combination. I mean, son-in-law, you can ask. It's like, can you I love it. Yeah, you can ask. It's all good.
Rentundas.
I've never heard of the Arthurian like Supremacy League, which let's go. There we go. And everyone thought it was going to be a rough stream and we were not going to do anything today. Nope, we got something done. Now we need to go talk to her. Is there a fast travel that I'm forgetting about? Eh, if you were, because I know you recently played through. Because Lord knows this game needs a fast travel, and I thought it was there. You know, living in Los Angeles, I live next to, not right next to, but she was about 3 or 4 doors down, an old Russian grandma, and she always used to sit on the porch, and I would walk by, and she'd always
We just got
wave,
this
and I'd
message on the
wave.
comlink. Looks like trouble. I think this is something everyone will want to hear.
She would wave, and I would wave, and one day I was coming home, and I was coming home from the bar, and the sun setting, perfect LA night in Santa Monica, sun setting, perfect temperature, like, just fantastic. And she's like, come sit down, and I was like, all right, I'll sit down, and she poured me a glass of wine, and she's like, do you want to try? Nope, no fast travel. Yeah, all right. And she's like, do you want to try food? And I was like, all right, I'll try food. And so she went in the house and she came out and she had these white silver globs. Is the best that I could describe them. They were kind of squishy, and I looked at it and I'm like, I don't know what this is. And I watch hundreds of hours of Food Network. Like, there's food on in the background right now. I watch a ton of Food Network and a ton of food shows in general. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. But old Russian grandma, I don't know. I'm not from Russia. I don't know what this is. So you're right. So whatever. And so I go and I eat it, and it was ice cold, super squishy, and gelatin, and relatively bland. And to this day, I was like, oh, good, 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 because, you're not going to insult your host. And she's like, you want more? And I'm like, no, we're good. And, I finished my wine, I got up, and I left like 30 minutes later. To this day, I have no idea what it is, but I think it was like brain. Like, if I had to guess, it was an organ of some type. No, you just like swallowed it whole. You didn't. At least I didn't chew it. No, no. As soon as I put it in my mouth, it it felt not what, especially because I don't like certain textures, and so no, no, I did not chew it. Mm-mm. No, but it was super interesting. It was like white. It could have been some sort of fish, but I'm fairly certain it was some sort of organ, I think. But that's my old Russian grandma story. She was a nice lady though.
The droid's the one who picked up the message. He's got it all ready to display.
Definitely was not herring. I worked at a buffet restaurant, and this is right when I turned 21. This is right when I turned 21, and I worked at a like 60 item food buffet, and every morning, because I'm a morning person, I'd have to get there, and there's a jar of or a
Well, good
bucket
thing it's
of
not a
like
trap.
5 pound
What are you talking
herring,
about? It's
and I'd have to
obviously a
open
trap.
this
Could you
bucket and
please
stick
lighten
the
up for
thing
one
in,
second?
and
It may be
after
a trap,
coming off a
but
couple of
traps work
shots,
both ways. This Visquis, his kind is spread
no,
through the lower
we
reaches
don't
of
do
Nar
herring
Shaddaa, and he may
anymore.
have information. But the choice is yours. If you go, you will have to go alone.
Well, I wouldn't keep him waiting. If you got his attention, you...
They, yes, yeah, it is an Eastern European delicacy, man. I don't, what I know of Eastern European food, I've seen on like No Reservations, all Tony Bourdain shows because he's the only one who really does food shows over there. I can't really think of. I mean, Eastern. When you're talking Russia, like Ukraine, like no, I've searched out Ukrainian. I've searched out like the stuff on YouTube just when I'm watching general food shows and it comes across or food recipes and it comes across. But I've searched out for Ukrainian recipes simply because it's such a big part of our I don't want to say culture here, but just part of our vernacular that I was curious like what type of foods you can cruise and get. I know a lot of people who also did traveling Ukraine as like exchange students and that type of thing. So I'm always down to try it as long as it doesn't have beans. If it has beans, I'm going to eat it to be nice, but I guarantee you that I'm not going to be super stoked. When
Spare a
people are
few
like,
credits,
"Oh, I
friend.
made a cake out of beans," I'm like, why did you assault cake that way? They just got a thing. What's the thing? Herring under herring, carrots, beets, and a ton. Ooh, no. I, that does sound like something we might eat here in the Midwest, but I'm okay on that. Oh my God, I'm gonna take a photo of that because I have to send that to my food friend. She's gonna be like, "Nope." Thank you for that, Biggie. That's awesome. Oops, I didn't actually send that. That's awesome. Nah, yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. But, I can't. We got fried cheese here. I can't, and don't get me wrong, fried cheese is delicious, but still,
Much appreciated. All right.
it's fried cheese.
Jedi Master. But
Oh, we already did this.
look, no.
Yeah, great.
Oh,
We did that. All right, so I guess we gotta go to the crib before we go see her. Damn, they're not even gonna let me.
And what did he want?
just answers to some questions. Asked about.
Really?
Oh, you disappeared, huh? If I was a different type of Jedi, we'd have issues. If I was Lannery, we'd have issues. So Lannery's on a ship with Tree. Tree's like not in a good spot, man. Not in a good spot. And Lannery's only consideration is, yeah, I'm sorry. I hope you make it, but we have to go. And it's like, oh, okay. There's that Clone Wars episode. Oh, the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch. It is the Bad Batch episode when Crosshair is on the mission with the dude in the outpost, and they get stranded, and dude dies. They find somebody's baggage, and Crosshair's like, "Well, yeah. Why do you want to drag baggage along?" And the clone is like, "Well, I don't want to die next to you. You know what I mean? You're not gonna help me out." Yeah. Great show, Clone Wars, Bad Batch. Great show. Where is this stupid place? I thought it was there. Oh, that's right. It's on the dock side. Hey, take it easy. Enjoy yourself. I hope you enjoy the next couple of weeks. God bless. Enjoy the missionary stuff and your friends and 4th of July. And yeah, go ahead and get some of that stuff, the compote. We're gonna look that up, see what that's about. Maybe make some here at the crib. But thanks for joining. As always, appreciate it.
Hey, look, I wanted to tell you. Be careful. I won't be able to contact you via the comlink if something happens. And I'm betting that's... Look, take these. They're healing packs. If your suit gets breached, you'll need to inject them fast if you don't want your lungs to... And trust me, once the sea... Watch yourself, and don't be and I know...
Alright.
So, you're the big Jedi that everyone's been talking about. You don't look so tough to me. I thought you Jedi were supposed to be smart, and here you are running around Nar Shaddaa sticking your lightsaber into everyone's business. What, were you planning to save everyone on this moon? You're attracting more attention than a fleet of Sith warships. I'm Mira. I'm the best bounty hunter in this system, and that's not me bragging, that's fact. I had you in my sights ever since you landed. I've been watching you run all over the refugee sector like a bantha, and for someone with a price on their head as high as yours, look, I know that squid-head Visquis sent you a message to meet him in the Jek-Jek-Tar. He works for Godo, and it's a trap. I'm betting he's gonna lure you in there, start a fight, and then he's gonna wrap you up and deliver you to Goto. Dead. Just this. I know you're meeting with Visquis. If I know about it, that means everybody else on this moon knows. And when that happens, the bounty hunter truce is off. That means things are gonna get... I think your friends are the ones in trouble.
Well, they have like 4 Jedi.
Well, this sure beats staying on the ship. A few drinks to keep me on my toes, a few games of Pazak to keep the mind alert. Should be enough to keep me out of trouble until our fearless leader straightens things out. Give me a hit of Juma, and keep 'em coming. Well, looks like staying on the ship was a bad idea after all. So, I don't think I caught your names. You two work here, or?
Kichu no kada mirenito. Renfiloso ni hekuchupa naret at unsora sancha tar.
Yeah?
Kichu no kada mirenito. Tono tucha. Tocha ramakaka musura. Joanna masaranka ma ramazura.
Damn.
No, I'm here protecting someone. Keeping them out of trouble. By acting as a distraction for people look.
Tawanti malare? Kono wisoto randa. Da hupo botenya go jucho picha. Gwen kavadumpe masura ku popayi botenya. Tache morota kamsa.
Why don't you two shut us try it and we'll.
Do noka herete. No sokopaputa.
And that is where we are going to end our stream for today because it is that time. I do have to get ready for podcast shenanigans. I want to thank everybody who's watching this, rewatching this. Big E for coming out. Book reviews at the front if you're catching this at the end. So, on that note, wish you a great weekend. Be sure to hop in the link, 8 p.m. Central. Me, Mike G, talking all the things of the week. I'm not really sure what that involves yet, which is why I gotta go. I got podcast prep to do. On that note, wash out.